Okay, we are using what you call J shell. We are going to use it. What is this J shell means? J shell is it's an interactive. It is an interactive way of executing your Java commands. For example, we talked about the loops, right? So that loop I want to check. So generally, what you have to do, you have to write the complete program. You have to write. So system dot sorry class name, and then public static void main you have to write. All that you have to write. For example, let us see the Eclipse, what we have seen in the previous program we have written. I'll just show you that. Okay. Now, instead of writing the complete program, now I want to execute only the loop I want to execute. So what is that we said? We took one small example here where I'm writing x is equal to 1, where x is less than or equal to 10, like this. Only this part I want to execute. I don't want to write the whole program. I don't want to write. Then what I'm doing, just write like this: integer x is equal to 1. Okay. Then I'll write while x less than or equal to 10, flow braces. Then I'm writing system dot out dot println. So what is the value? The variable x I want to print the value, semicolon, x plus plus I'm writing. Then I'll close the brace and I press enter now. Now you see that you're going to get the output 1 to 10, you're going to get it. So the same thing if I want to do it with the help of Eclipse. So what I have to do, I have to write a program like this. Okay, import some class name. Depending upon your requirement, you can have the import or doesn't have to have it. Public class name, then public static void main you have to write. And then here you have to write the code has to be written. The whole set of code you have to write here. What is that code I need to write? So I need to write this code. The whole code I am supposed to write it. So this is what I need to write, the complete code I have to write. Okay, if you want to execute, just you can use the right click and then you can select the option run as Java console. You can, sorry, Java application you can click. So it will show you the output there. See, you got the output now, 1 to 10. Now, this is one way of doing things. So here what I need to do, I need to write this, all this lengthy program has to be written, that is import command, public, based upon your requirement, you can have the import or not. Okay, so right now let us not have the import because we are not having import there. We're not using the scanner class, so we are just deleting it. Then you see that all these statements you have to write to execute your code. Instead of this method, now what I want to check only this part of the code I want to check. Then what I'm doing, I'm going to my J shell. Okay, then in the J shell, I'm writing only that command. Integer x equal to 1, I'm writing. Then while loop, what I want to have it, the while command that I'm writing it. You see, the output is coming. So in the Eclipse, the same thing you want to have it, you have to write this, all the public class name, all that you have to write. But whereas here, I don't want to see, I don't want all those things. I want to see how my command is working. Then you can make that the J shell can be made use of. J shell is very helpful for the developers. Now, because they want to check, okay, how the code is working and all that they can do it here. So they don't want to write the complete program need not be written. What you call the code snippets you can write. You can write the simple code you can write and you can execute your code here by using the J shell. But remember, J shell is interactive. So that means it executes line by line for me. So one line I'm typing it, automatically you see the result of it. So for example, let us say I'm trying to declare another variable called x whose value is some other value I'm trying to execute. So, okay, it is assigning it. Okay, let's say I want to assign for x, I want to assign the value, the float value I want to assign. So I'm assigning the float value there. You just, if you press enter, now you see that, so what happened, it's going to tell me that there are incompatible data types are there. So I need not to write a program to find out that I can assign a float value to an integer or not. Simply I can write x equal to something, I can write and check. So what is going to be the output of it? So here itself I can see the output, I can see. I need not to write the lengthy programs to not be written. So Java, J shells will be very helpful for the programmers to test the code. So code parts, code snippets you want to check. That is a part of your code you want to check. You don't want to write the complete code. Then J shell will be very helpful for you. Right? Now, how this while loop is going to work for me? Let us understand the while loop, how the functionality of the while loop. So what I'm doing, first I'm initializing the variable x now. Okay, so I'm initializing the variable x to the value 1 there. So here, before I enter into the loop, I'm putting the value of x to 1 there. Then I'm checking the condition while x is less than or equal to 1. So what is the value of x? It is 1. Now it is 1 less than or equal to 10. Now it will check, is the condition is true for me? Yes, the condition is true here. So if the condition is going to be true, then what will happen? It will be executing the code here in between these two flower braces. Whatever the code that you have written there in those two flower braces, that code will be executed for me. Now, what is the condition we have written? 1 less than or equal to 10. So it is true. So it prints me the value of x there. So x value is 1. After that, you are writing x plus plus. So what will happen here? X plus plus means value 1. It is same as writing x equal to x plus 1. So when I'm writing x equal to x plus 1, what will happen? It adds the value of x variable by 1 and then it places back into the same variable called x there. Now x equal to x plus 1 in your writing. So what will happen? 1 plus 1 will be there and that will be placed back into the x variable. So that means x value becomes 2 for me. And then after that, there are no commands are there here. So when there are no commands there, so there are no more commands. So what will happen? It goes to the top of the loop. Again, the loop execution starts from here. So we are given the condition. We are given the condition as x less than or equal to 10 we are given. So now what is the value of x now? 2. It will check, is it 2 less than or equal to 10? It will check. Yes, condition satisfied. Here it prints me the value 2 there. After that, you are writing x plus plus. That means 2 plus 1, 3. Then again, after this, it comes back to the while loop and it checks now the condition. So now the condition will be 3 less than or equal to 10. So it is satisfied. Again, it prints me. First, it has printed 1, then 2, then 3 it will print for me. Okay, it will print me 3. After this 3, 3 plus 1, 4. 4, then again checks the condition 4. It is true. Then, so 4 it prints. Like this, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 it will print for me. Then 9 plus 1 is going to be 10. So it will check the condition. What is the condition now? Is it 10 less than or equal to 10? Yes, still 10 is equal to 10. Again, it comes into the loop. It prints me the value of x there. Then now here what we are doing, x plus 1. It becomes 11 now. So what will happen now? So now it will check the condition. Is it 11 is less than or equal to 10? It checks it. So what will be the now condition here? The 11 is not less than 10. So condition is false for me. So then what will happen? So once the condition is going to be false, okay, here the condition what we are writing here, it is false there. It just comes out of it. So if it is false, it is terminating the loop for me. It comes out of the loop and then it executes the next statement following the while loop. While, depending upon what you are writing it, while you are writing or for you are writing, based on that, it will be executing the next statement after the while. So here what happens, the statements whatever we are writing, that will be executed multiple times. Okay, that will be executed more than once for me. Then how long these statements will be executed? As long as the condition what we are writing here, it is going to be true. If this condition is going to be true, so whatever the statement that you have written, whatever the statements we are writing in from this flower brace, between this flower brace and this flower brace, so all those will be repeated. How long they will be repeated? As long as this condition is going to be true for me. Okay, understood? That's how the loop will be working for me. Now, similarly, so let us say that I want to work with my while loop. I want to work. Yes, we can also work. Sorry, we can also work with the for loop. But when you look into the for loop, the syntax is slightly different for the for loop. So, what is the syntax for my for loop for us? Let us have a look into the syntax for the for loop. So, for open the parenthesis. So, you'll be writing statement 1 semicolon condition semicolon statement 3, then so we write the statement. So I call this one as statement 2. I'll write. I call it as statement 2. Okay. Now either you can write like this, or so if I'm having multiple statements are there, so we can also write like this for statement 1 semicolon condition semicolon statement 3 flower brace. We'll write the multiple statements. So if you are having more than one statement, then we'll put them into the flower braces. So there what will happen, all the statements whatever are there following the for, they'll be repeated for more than once for me. Let us see one example for for. So what I'm doing is I'm writing for int x. The same example will take. I want to print the numbers 1 to 10. I want to print. So the while loop you are written, right? The same I want to write the for loop I want to write. So what you have written x equal to 1, that will be putting it here inside this statement number 1 semicolon. Then what is the condition there you are given x less than or equal to 10. So here also I'll write the condition is x less than or equal to 10 semicolon. Now remember, in case of the while we have written inside this we have written the x plus plus, but in case of the for we'll write here itself x plus plus will be writing it. Okay. Now, as we have written this flow, mean x plus plus, sorry, this x plus plus, we have written it here in case of the for. So we don't write that. We have left out with only one statement. I'm having it. So I'll be writing the one statement here. That is system dot out dot println x. I'll be writing it here. Understood? Let us see how the output will be coming. I'll go to my J shell. I'm going. Okay. So for int, okay, x is equal to 1 semicolon x less than or equal to 10 semicolon x plus plus. X plus plus means it is same as writing x equal to x plus 1. X plus 1 I'm writing it. Then I'm writing system dot out dot println of x. I'm writing it semicolon. Sorry. So the mistake I have typed in the command. It is x less than or equal to 10. Then x equal to x plus 1. Enter. Missed another parenthesis here. Okay. Now you see that it is going to print me the numbers 1 to 10. It is going to print for me. So how this is working for me? So when you look into the for loop, right? The for loop, how it works is now. So we wrote that statement number 1. So this is my statement number 1 I have written. So why I have written this one as statement number 1 means because this is the starting point of my code. So in case of the for loop, the execution starts from here. After this, it goes to the condition. So what is that? Here we have written some condition we have written. So it checks the condition. What is the condition now? So we have written the condition what x less than or equal to 10 is the condition. Okay, the condition is satisfied. Then after the condition is satisfied, so what it does, it executes the statement following the for. So whatever the statement that you have written, that is going to be executed following the for. How long this statement is going to be executed? As long as this condition is going to be true for me. So what is the condition that we are written? X less than or equal to 10. So x value we started with 1. So x is less than or equal to 10 means 1 less than or equal to 10. It is satisfied. Then it prints me the value of x. X is, you see, it's going to print me 1. After that, you are writing x equal to x plus 1. That means x equal to x plus 1 means 1 plus 1 will be added and will be placed back into the same variable called x there. Then what happens? X value becomes 2. Okay, once the x value becomes 2, then what happens? Now the condition will be 2 less than or equal to 10. Yes, condition again satisfied. It prints me 2 there. Again, after this, it goes to the x equal to x plus 1. Now, x plus 1 means 2 plus 1, it becomes 3. Then after that, it checks the condition. Is it 3 less than or equal to 10? Okay, the condition satisfied. Again, it prints my x value. 3 will be printed. So like that, 4, 5, 10 will be printed. After printing 10, it is x equal to x plus 1. That is 10 plus 1, it's going to be 11. Now it checks the condition. What is it? 11 less than or equal to 10? No, condition is not satisfied. Then what happens? It comes out of the for loop, or the for loop is terminated. So one has to remember is whatever the statement that we are writing it after the for, will be repeated more than once, okay? That is, as long as the condition is going to be true. So the condition what we are going to give, it is true, then it executes the statements. So once if the condition is false, then what happens? It stops the execution of the loop will be stopped by it. Okay. Any questions here? Any questions? We can put in the chat box if you have any questions are there. Okay. I'm just telling you how we are going to work with the J shell. So for execution of your okay, Azhar, you can unmute. What's your question?
Yes, sir. What if you put their flower brackets after first statement in for
Okay.
loop?
Oh, fine, fine. Now here the question is, see, is it necessary for me to put the flower braces after the for? I said it is not required for us. So if I'm having only one statement is there. So this syntax we use it for only one statement. That means, so I'm having only one statement is there that has to be executed. I'll not put the flower braces. If multiple statements are there, we'll take the example. So this we use it for multiple statements. So what is this we'll discuss now, we'll talk about, okay? We'll take the example and we'll understand much better. We'll use the Eclipse we'll use. So instead of using the J shell. So I want to see how my for is going to work from. For int x is equal to 1, x less than or equal to 10, semicolon, x plus plus I'm writing. Then I'm not using any flower brace right now. I'm writing sys out I'm writing. Sys O I have typed. I'm pressing control space bar if I'm pressing. It will auto complete that as system.out.println. Okay. Now here I want to print the value of x I'm printing. Right. So after that, I'll use one more command I'm using it, system.out.println. I'm writing println. Okay, I'm writing huddle rise. Okay, R will change the way how I'm writing. I'll change it. Okay, I'll just say in or location Bengaluru. So now I'll write here instead of X, what I do is I'll just say huddle rise. Okay, able to understand what I'm doing here? So what I'm doing is I'm using a for loop. Okay, then inside the for loop, I'm printing the message called huddle rise. So we know that how many times this message will be printed. This message will be printed as long as the condition is going to be true for me here. That is what x less than or equal to 10 we are given the condition. As long as this condition is going to be true, it is going to execute this message. Now, how many statements are going to be executed by for? By default, if you look into the syntax, so when I'm not using the flower braces, it is going to execute only one statement. That means the output of this one should be what? Huddle rise should be repeated more than once. That is 10 times it should be repeating. That means huddle rise should be printed 10 times for me. Okay. So let us see this output. Right, like I'm using run as option. Then Java application I'm selecting. Now you see that it is printing me huddle rice, it is printed 10 times for me. Okay. I'll do one thing. I'll print the value of x also here. Okay, x plus I'm writing. So let me execute. I'll click on the play button. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 times the huddle rice is printed. After that, what will happen? Location Bangalore it is saying. So how many times the location Bangalore has been printed? Only once, right? It is printed only, location is only once. It is not printing so many times, the location is not printing it. Why it is not executing this one? We said what by default, when I'm using my for, it executes only one statement is going to be repeated after the for. When if I'm not putting the flower braces. For example, after this also I wrote some command I wrote, but it is not executing the second one. That is what you see it here in the output. So I have written here system.out.println, location also I have written huddle rice. In the output, what you're doing, you see that only huddle rice is printed 10 times, but Bangalore is printed only once for me. Then how do I make both to be repeated? So then okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just let me show you once again my code output. Yeah, this is my output there. Okay. I'll be using a small change I'll make in my code. 1 second. Give me a minute so that we can have things can be organized into one screen. I'm just using some whiteboard here. Give me a minute. I got my whiteboard there. Right. This is my empty screen. I got it. So what I'm doing is, so on one side, I'm writing my code. I'm writing what code I'm writing. So this is the code which I'm writing. I'll just copy this code. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just copy the code snippet only. I'll copy this part of the code only. I'll copy it, or we can copy the whole thing. No problem. So as you wish. Control C. I'm using it. I'll just go back to my this. I'm pasting my code here. So this is my code. Okay, this is the code that I have written it. Okay, and one more code what I have written also that will take. So we'll do one thing now. So for this, before I execute, before I do some other changes, I'll copy the output also. I'll copy it. I've executed. This is my output. What I got. I'll just say Control C here. So for this one, this is the code you have written. So we'll see what is the output also. We'll just see this. Control V I'm using. Now I got the output also copied. Okay. Understood? Okay, this is my code and this is the output I got it. I'll make some changes. Now here we don't have the flower braces, right? I'll add the flower braces now to my code. You understand what I did? I've added the flower braces now. Okay. Now I'll execute my code now. Click on this play button. Yes, we got the output. So this output will do. We'll copy this. Control C. I'll try to have it on the same screen I want to have it. This one also I'll copy it. Just copy that code also here. Done. So I've copied both the code side by side. I've copied. Now in this one, I want to have my output also. I'll see. I'll just right click to run as my Java application. This output also I'll copy it and go back. Now here the output I'll write. Okay, fine. So let us analyze this. See, the first code here, what we are written for x is equal to 1 and x less than, here we are not using the flow braces, we are not using it. So when I'm not using the flow brace, what happened? It has executed. So able to understand, right, what we have done it? See, when we are not using the flow braces, so what happened? When you are not using the flow brace, what happened? Only one statement, that is, you see, hurdle rise is repeated multiple times. Okay. When I'm using my flow brace, okay, when I'm trying to put these two statements into the flow brace, so then you see that hurdle rise Bangalore, so many times it has repeated for me. You understand? So able to understand? It's not moving up. Slide is scrolling down. You could understand the differences, what is happening. See, when I'm using my without flower brace, the left side you see that I'm not using any flower braces, I'm not using. So what happened? It has printed me hurdle rise, okay, 10 times, and then location Bangalore, it has printed me only once. So whereas the same, both the statement, the two commands, I'm putting them into flower brace, then you see in the output what is happening. It is printing me hurdle rise Bangalore, 10 times it has executed for me. That's how the difference comes for us when we are using the flower brace without the flower brace. Okay, understood? Any questions here? Able to understand what is the difference of using the flower braces and without the flower braces? You saw the output now. So here when I'm using the flower braces, you see hurdle rise location, 10 times it has executed for me. Both. So when I'm not using the flower braces, what happens? It has executed hurdle rise only 10 times. So location Bangalore, it has printed me only once. Okay. So that's what it makes a difference for me. When I'm using the flower braces, whatever the statements you're writing after the for, all those statements will be executed or repeated more than once. If I'm not using flower braces, only one statement is going to be executed for us. Okay. So that is what I was telling you. Understood? So this is what we're just talking about, the syntaxes part. So we'll not be using flower brace for only one statement. So we'll be using the flower braces for multiple statements like this. Understood? Okay. So any other questions? Any questions over here? Any questions? Anything that you're not understood? Why we have to use a flower brace or when to use a flower brace? See, you'll use the flower braces if you have multiple statements. The same thing we'll do it with the help of if also, same thing. So if I have more than one statement is there to be executed, we'll put them into flower braces. If I have only one statement is there, using the flower brace is optional. But in the initial learning stage, if you feel that it's difficult to understand where we have to use flower brace without it, so it's just practice both. You use a flower brace. So later, as you practice things, you'll understand that okay, so where I have to use a flower brace. If you just remove the flower braces and check, you'll understand okay how it is working for you based upon the way you look at the output. Then you can understand once again. So what will happen if I'm using the flower brace, or what happens if I'm not using the flower brace like that? Okay, understood. So any other questions you have? The same thing, we have another loop is also there. So we said three different types of looping. Means basically we have three types. We have one more type of loop is there. What you call a for each loop is there. We'll discuss that one also. So we have do while loop is there. So what is the syntax for the do while loop for me? What is the syntax is do, open the flower brace, then you write some statements. Okay, then close the flower braces, then we write the while condition, will be writing it here. Now, important thing is we'll put a semicolon at the end of the while here in case of the do. But remember, when you're writing the for, you have the flower braces in between, but not at the end. I'm not putting the flower brace at the end. So there are flower braces, semicolons are there in between. So in between x equal to, int x semicolon x less than or equal to 10 semicolon x plus plus you are writing. But semicolon is not there at the end of the parenthesis. After closing of this parenthesis has been done, you are not putting a semicolon like in case of your println statement. System.out.println is there. So there I am placing a semicolon here. Understood? Here I am placing the semicolon, but there is no semicolon here for the for. Similarly, you go for the while. See, here there is no semicolon for you when you are going to write the while. While open the parenthesis x less than or equal to 10. Semicolon we are not putting it. Okay. But we are starting either flower brace or without flower brace, you can start doing the things for us. Understood? Now, okay, this, if you ask me a question like, can we write this for a while without the flower brace? Yes, we can also write them without the flower brace. Then what you can do is, we can, I'll do one thing. I'll just copy this, Control plus C, I'm using it. We'll discuss about the while loop, do while again we'll discuss. I'll just place it here. Now here we're writing int x equal to 1, that should be there as it is. This x plus plus you're writing here, no? So this we can cut off from here and we can write x plus plus here. I can write x plus plus there. Then also I'll get the same output. Let us see the output part first, then we'll discuss more on that. Okay. I'll use while loop here. So int x equal to 1 semicolon while x less than or equal to 10 flower braces. I'll just remove this. Now here I'm writing system.out.println x. Okay. So I'm writing x, instead of writing x, I'm writing x plus plus. I'll just remove this part. Adultize and all, I'll just remove it. Just remove this part. No, I'll also remove the flower braces. So only one statement I'm writing it now. Now let us see the output. So let's click on the play button part. You'll see the same output 1 to 10 is going to be printed for me. Now, in case if I'm writing, there is another operator there, we can also write the plus plus before the X we can write. We can write it before the printer. That is, the plus plus can be written before the X there. Now let us run the program and check. So what is happening now? It is printing me 2 for me. Understood now what happened? This and that. Sure, you understood? Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just similarly, I'll copy this one to my view board so that I can analyze both the codes.
One is not confusing. What printed out is 11. What printed out is 11.
What went wrong? Control C. Now we'll see this. Okay, instead of writing plus plus X, we'll write X plus plus. Okay, so let me copy the code. Here I'm pasting my code there. So let us understand now what is going to happen here with the code now. So here I've written X equal to 1 and then I'm writing X plus plus here. So here I'm writing plus plus X I'm writing. So what is the difference that is coming for me when I'm writing like this? So first it printed 2 for me, then 3, 4, so on, 11 it printed. Okay, in this case, what it did, it printed 1, then 2, so on, 10 it has printed for me. So what is this, the difference between this and this, what it is? Now this, what you're writing X plus plus, plus plus X you're writing, this is called pre-increment it is called. This is called pre-increment. That means pre means, what do you mean pre-increment? Pre means before. Okay, before doing anything it is going to do the increment for me. That is for pre-increment. Post increment means after doing something the increment is going to happen for me. Understood what I am telling? When the increment is going to happen, that is X equal to X plus 1, when it is going to happen, before you print or after you print it is going to happen. So in this case, so here what is happening? So before you print this, okay, so what you are doing is initially you are taking the X value is equal to 1 here. After that I am writing while X is less than or equal to 10 I am writing. Then I am writing system.out.println X plus plus I am writing. That means what happened? So first it is incrementing the value of X for me. Understood? The value of X is going to be incremented first. 1 second, I'll just little more adjust. Okay, so here what is happening? So first the value of X is going to be incremented first and then it is going to print. So you see the value is going to be 2 printed. But whereas here, first it is going to print the value of X. Here we see that the value of X is going to be printed first and then the increment is going to happen. This is called the post increment, X plus plus it is. So it is incrementing after printing. First it is printing, then increment is happening later. So initially what is the value of X for me? 1 it is. So it has printed me 1. After that, it is incrementing to 2. But whereas here, what we are doing, we are first incrementing it. This is called the pre-increment. In case of pre-increment, what will happen? First, the value of the variable is going to be incremented, and then you see the output will be executed. That is system.out.println will be executed for you later. Understood? So what is going to happen first is important for me. If I'm using plus plus x, it is called pre-increment. If I'm writing x plus plus, okay, it is called post increment. That is the operator, what you are going to have the plus plus operator, you are writing it before the variable, or what you call operand, or after the operand you are going to write. If I'm writing after the operand, that is called post increment. If I'm writing it before the operand, it is called pre-increment. Okay, we'll take another example and we'll see so how the difference will come for me in the post increment and pre-increment. Okay, so we'll see another small example we'll take. Here what I'm doing, I'm taking two variables. I take a and b. So a value I take it as 2 for me. Okay, I'll declare another variable called b. Two variables I'm declaring. A value I take it as 2. B variable I declare. Now what I'm doing is I'll write b is equal to a plus plus into 10. I'm writing it. So what do you mean by a into 10? What do you mean by a into 10? The value of a is going to be multiplied. A into 10 means what? The value of the variable a will be multiplied with the value 10. So example here, if you look in, the value of a variable is 2 for me. So what is the kind of increment I'm using there? Either I'm using the pre-increment or I'm using post-increment there. Huh? We are using the post increment. The increment is after the variable name. So it is post increment. We said what post increment is. What do you mean by post increment? Before, in case of the post increment, what will happen? The expression is going to be solved first. Any command that is given, that will be executed there first, and then increment will happen here. So here what will happen? Expression is solved first. It is solved first. What do you mean by solving first? That means a variable value will be taken and then it is going to multiply with 10. So a value is 2. 2 into 10 is going to be 20. So what will happen? B variable value will be assigned as 20 to be assigning it. Now this is, the expression is going to be solved first. Okay. Remember, the expression is going to be solved first, or we say the expression is solved using the old value of x. Using the old value of a. Now let us check what is the output you are going to get. Sysout I'll call, or I'll call this system.out.println. Instead of println, I'll use printf values. Okay, system.out.printf. I'm writing printf here. So what is the printf? I want to print the value of a variable. A is equal to %d, and then b is equal to %d. I'm writing it. Okay, I'll close the double quotes. It's comma a comma b. I'm writing it. So I'm passing the values a value and b value. So what will happen? It will print the value of a variable and b variable value will be printed. So let us see the output. What is going to be there? I'll just click on the play button. Now you see a value is 3, b value is 20 for me. So what is happening here? The first, the increment, like here it is going to solve, the expression is going to be solved first, and then the increment is going to happen for me. So I'm writing a plus plus here. So what will happen now? So the value of a is what? 2 for me initially. So what will happen? It is going to take the old value of a and then the expression is going to be solved. Right? So I'll be getting the value of b as 20. Now, after solving the expression, a plus plus will be incremented. The value of a is going to be incremented after the expression is solved. That's so you'll see the value of a is 3 there. B is 20. Understood? We'll do one thing. So instead of using a plus plus, we'll use plus plus a. Plus plus a means what? Pre-increment, right? Okay. So when you say pre-increment, what? Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just use the previous one only. I'll just use the same thing. I'll just see the output. Okay. I'll just show you the output again. I'll explain it. I'll just try to use the same concept here. I'll use the same concept. So let us use the same concept here. I'll just use Control A. Okay, no problem. I'm using Control A, Control C. Control A means select all. Control V, I'm pasting the here. Okay, this is what we are using it there. Okay, so we are using one more also we are using. What is that one more? We'll see. So this is okay. Let me execute the output and show you the copy the output also. Right. I'll just copy the output. So I'm showing the output there. Okay. So let us make some changes now. What is that? Instead of using A plus plus, we'll now use plus plus A. So this is called pre-increment. It is called. What is meant by pre-increment? Pre-increment, the expression is going to be solved using the new value. Okay, it's going to be solved using the new value formula. So let us see the output there now. So new value means what? First increment will happen and then multiplication will be doing it. So that it means what? A plus A means first increment is going to be happen. That means A value increments to 3, then 3 into 10 it is going to be. So let us see the output there. See, we are getting the 30 there. Understood? I'll just copy this. So let us see one more. This one. I'll just use this. I'm just trying to use this output I'm showing you. So let me copy this output also. I'll right click. I'll select run as Java application. This output also I'll copy. It's only for the reference purpose, like how it's going to execute. Now let's understand this concept again. So we are writing A plus plus. Okay, so when I'm writing A plus plus, what is happening? So this is called post increment. So in this case, what is happening? First, the expression is solved using the old value. So expression is solved using the old value of A. That is 2 into 10 it becomes. That's why you see that the B value is going to be 20 for me. After the solving the expression, the A value gets incremented. That's why you see that the A value is 3. So whereas when I'm writing like this, plus plus A, when I'm writing like this, it means what? It's a pre-increment. So when you say pre-increment means what? The expression is solved with the new value of A. First increment will be happening it, then it is going to do the multiplication form. So what happens now? You see B value is 30. A value after before you solve the expression itself, A value has become already 3 form, like that. Understand? You able to understand now? So what is the pre-increment and post-increment? Clear? Any questions here? Any questions? Which here? See, printf is easy for me to write things like when I'm having some formatting and everything has to be done, like I want to print the value of A, B value, both I want to print. Then it is better to write the printf, you can use it instead of using println. So we are having println is there. Instead of using println, I'm using printf. It's easy for you to understand things. That's why. Okay, that's why we are using the printf here. You understood this? Sure. Okay, let us see this. One more example we'll see. I'll see. Now you have to tell me what will be the output I'll be getting. Okay. Right. A value is B, 2, B value is say nothing is there. I'm not doing anything here. So I'm writing A plus plus. That's it. Can you guess what will be the output? A value will be what? B value will be what? A value will be? Sure. Okay, then what will be B value? Hmm? You got some answer. Okay, 3, 3. Good. Hmm? Both will be 3 only. Why? See, earlier what we did, a plus plus into 10 we wrote, right? So when you say a plus plus a into 10, so what happened? A value was 3, b value was 30 for me. Okay. So what is happening? First increment is going to be done, then the expression is going to be solved for me. Here there is nothing for multiplication. So what it is going to do? A value becomes 3 and that is assigned to b only. Sorry, a value becomes 3 and it is assigned to b. So whereas when I'm writing plus plus like this, then what is the output?
3 2.
Hmm. When I'm writing like this,
B equal 2. B equal 3.
a value will be 3 for me, b value will be 2 for me. Getting it? So let's execute and check. So a value will be 3, b value will be 2 for me. So why it is like this? So this is called the post increment. That means earlier we have seen what a plus plus into 10 we wrote. Into 10 when we wrote, what happened? 2 into 10 was multiplied and it was assigned to b. Then a value became 3 for me. But here there is no multiplication for me. So what happens? The value as a is just incremented after assignment. So 2 is assigned to b and then 2 plus 1 it becomes 3 for a value for me. Getting it? Okay, understood the concept there? Okay, that's how we are going to use this pre-increment and the post-increment we are going to use it. Okay, we'll stop here. Okay, and then